The Young and the Restless. Spoilers next week, full July, 6th to the 10th of July, 2026. Welcome back to the channel, besties. It is a beautiful Monday. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, but inside my mind, it is a dark, twisted, chaotic nightmare because of the absolute madness that just dropped in Genoa City. Grab your iced coffees, buckle up, and prepare yourselves, because we have so much to unpack today, and I am genuinely unwell over all of it. Oh my God, besties. Okay. I'm literally filming this while I'm running errands, sitting in my car in a Target parking lot, because I just had to jump on here and vent. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. My soul has actually left my body, and I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what just happened on our screens. You need to act like this is the most insane, world-ending tea ever, because it basically is. We are not just watching this show anymore. We are invested. Like, I am personally offended by the level of violence and chaos that just went down, and I am totally living for the unhinged drama. Keep up with me, because I am talking a million miles a minute, totally unfiltered, and my brain is a little chaotic right now, like I'm voice typing this while doing a million other things. It's giving major, I cannot even energy, and we are spilling all the tea right now. Let me just set the scene for you, because my entire reality was shattered. I was mid-skincare routine, okay? I had this thick black charcoal mask smeared all over my face, trying to have a peaceful self-care moment. And when this first scene played, I gasped so hard I literally dropped my phone and smeared charcoal mask all over my pristine, expensive white rug. Literally had to yeet my phone across the room because I could not handle the cinematic mayhem that was unfolding. Bestie, be for real right now. The stakes are astronomical, and I am narrating this chaos like a high-octane psychological masterpiece, because that is exactly what it is. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Let's talk about the Abbott mansion. You know the vibe of the Abbott mansion, right? It's usually giving generational wealth, rich mahogany, quiet luxury, and elegant family dinners. But today it was giving straight-up true crime horror movie documentary, and I am hyperventilating just thinking about it. Diane Jenkins, Abbott, and Kyle Abbott finally make it back to the mansion. We know Diane has been missing for weeks, trapped in that terrifying barred room by that shady doctor. Lawrence Markham, who, by the way, I am still convinced is Martin Lawrence with a surgically altered face, which is honestly so unhinged, and Kyle and Jack have been spiraling out of their minds trying to find her. So Diane is finally free, she is home, and she and Kyle walk through those grand double doors, calling out for Jack, expecting a tearful, romantic reunion. And what do they find? Genuinely, I am unwell. Send help. They find Jack Abbott, the patriarch, the legend, the man with the best hair in Genoa City, lying completely unresponsive on the floor in a literal pool of his own blood. I am screaming. Jack is bleeding out on the expensive Persian rugs, thoithope, barely hanging on to life. And who did this? Who took a literal weapon and turned Jack into a crime scene? Patty Williams. Yes, besties, that Patty Williams, she is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with her. She has gone completely nuclear. We all knew Patty was playing a sick game. She was blackmailing Jack, showing him that staged, horrifying photo of Diane unconscious in a padded cell and demanding that Jack sleep with her to recreate their twisted yacht magic. And don't even get me started on the vibes of that. I literally wanted to bleach my brain, but to go from sexual blackmail to a brutal, savage stabbing, I'm calling it the villain arc has officially peaked. Patty didn't just snap. She shattered into a million psychotic pieces. Imagine the absolute mess of a confrontation that led to this. Jack probably rejected her disgusting advances. Maybe he found out the truth about where Diane was actually being held, and Patty just straight up lost her mind and gutted him. The visual of Jack gasping for air, fighting for his life on the floor, is permanently burned into my retinas. I am personally attacked by this level of violence. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush moving on, but seriously, my heart stopped beating in my chest. And Diane's reaction? Absolute cinematic perfection. Susan Walters deserves every single Emmy Award right this second. She just escaped a psychological torture chamber only to walk into a literal slaughterhouse. The scream she let out, it rattled my bones. It was pure, primal terror. Kyle is standing there, completely frozen, his entire world crashing down around him as he watches his invincible father bleeding to death. They are frantically calling for paramedics, and the camera angles were so chaotic and shaky, just perfectly capturing the absolute panic of the moment. I am manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because if Jack doesn't survive this, I am suing the writers for emotional distress. I genuinely cannot picture Genoa City without Jack Abbott fighting with Victor Newman. It would be the end of an era. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's pivot for a second, because my brain cannot handle the Abbott trauma for another minute without literally combusting. We need to talk about Audra Charles. Oh, my God. Audra, she is literally the messiest person alive right now, and I am totally living for it. Audra is currently single, completely bored out of her mind, and when Audra is bored, she chooses violence. Not literal stabbing violence like Patty, thank God, but psychological warfare, which she is a master at. Audra is still so obviously hung up on Noah Newman. We all know she was at the grand opening of the Shadow Room, totally triggered and spiraling internally over the memories of her past with Noah and the tragic loss of their baby. But instead of going to therapy and processing her trauma like a normal, healthy person, what does she do? She decides to relentlessly target Sienna Bacall. Sienna is currently dating Noah, and Audra is just not having it. She walks up to Sienna with this smug, perfectly glossed smile, wearing some incredible designer outfit. Did you see that blazer? It was giving CEO of Ruining Your Life, and she just starts dropping the most passive-aggressive, venomous insults to provoke her. But wait, Sienna is not some fragile little flower. We know Sienna is secretly unhinged and dangerous. This is the same girl who stalked Phyllis, knocked her out cold in a dark basement, and happily supplied Nick Newman with laced fentanyl that almost killed him. Sienna is a literal menace to society, and Audra has absolutely no idea who she is messing with. When Audra tried to poke the bear and mark her territory, Sienna didn't even flinch. She just stared Audra down with these dead, calculating, terrifying eyes and held her ground. Sienna fiercely protected her relationship, basically telling Audra to back the whole way off without breaking a sweat. It was giving major alpha energy from both of them, and I was sitting there in my living room screaming at my screen, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" Where is Noah in all of this? Is he going to step in and save his current girlfriend, or is he going to be blinded by Audra's manipulation? Honestly, I kind of want Sienna to humble Audra, but I also want Audra to expose Sienna's psychotic, violent tendencies to the world. It's a win-win for us drama lovers. The tension was so thick you could cut it with Patty's knife. Oh, too soon? Sorry. I cope with trauma through humor. My brain is literally buffering right now. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but I was too distracted by the literal bloodbath at the Abbott house. We need to discuss the most bizarre Twilight Zone subplot happening right now. Phyllis Summers and Matt Clark, you guys. I have to laugh so I don't scream into my steering wheel. Phyllis, the woman who literally kidnapped Matt, tied him up in a dark, dank basement, screamed in his face, and tried to force a confession out of him, is now taking him on a date? Bestie, be for real right now. I am genuinely so confused. I feel like I missed an entire season of television. Phyllis just waltzes up to Matt, this dangerous amnesiac or fake amnesiac. Let's be real. The man is a liar villain who is currently Victor Newman's little pawn living at the ranch, and she offers him a kind gesture. She actually agrees to his request to go out to dinner, a dinner date with her former hostage. What is the dress code for dining with the man you recently kept chained to a pipe in a basement? I am spiraling over these choices. Matt is apparently absolutely thrilled. He's just happy to be spending time with this beautiful fiery redhead who previously terrorized him. Is this Stockholm Syndrome? Is this some weird, twisted trauma bond? Or is Phyllis playing the longest, most convoluted game of 4D chess ever invented in the history of the world? We all know Phyllis is not a generous person. She doesn't do things out of the goodness of her heart, ever. She wants something. Maybe she's trying to manipulate Matt to get dirt on Victor's latest schemes. Or maybe, just maybe, she's actually so lonely and hitting rock bottom so hard that Matt Clark looks like a viable romantic option. And don't even get me started on the vibes of this upcoming dinner. I can just picture them sharing a plate of expensive pasta at the GCAC, while Phyllis subtly interrogates him over a glass of Merlot. But wait, here is the unhinged prophecy that is floating around the fandom and making me question my entire existence. What if Matt Clark is Victor Newman's long-lost son? I read that theory online, and my jaw literally unhinged like a snake. If Matt is Victor's son, that changes absolutely everything. He's currently just Victor's minion, living at the ranch, terrorizing poor Sharon just by breathing the same air as her. But if he has Newman blood running through his veins, the power dynamics in Genoa City would completely explode into a million pieces. Imagine Nick and Adam finding out they have another brother, and it's the exact same guy who's been torturing them, drugging them, and ruining their lives. Did I say that yet? My brain is absolute mush. But seriously, Phyllis might be onto something massive here. If she can seduce or ally with Victor's secret son, she could use him as the ultimate weapon to destroy the Newman Empire from the inside out. It's giving mastermind energy, but it's also giving total dumpster fire because Matt is a literal psychopath who cannot be controlled. I cannot even begin to predict where this is going, but I am seated and I have my popcorn ready. Okay, I need to go breathe into a paper bag now because my heart rate is dangerously high and the people in the cars next to me are definitely judging me for screaming into my phone. Between Jack Abbott bleeding out on his foyer floor while Diane screams, Audra and Sienna having a mean girls standoff of epic proportions over Noah, and Phyllis taking her literal kidnapping victim to a romantic dinner, Genoa City is officially off the rails and speeding toward a cliff. I am too unwell to handle the gravity of these events. This show is now my entire personality. My grip on reality is slipping, and I am not okay. Let me know in the comments if you are also physically vibrating from this tea. I love you guys. Stay safe. And please, please manifest Jack's survival with me, because I cannot handle a funeral right now.